Women rarely express their true feelings with words first. Their emotions speak through their eyes, their posture, the way they breathe, the small shifts in their voice, and the subtle reactions they think no one notices. A woman's body language is a whole language on its own, and most men go through life without ever learning how to read it. Many women won't tell you directly when they're attracted, when they're uncomfortable, or when they're quietly testing you. Words can be controlled, but the body reveals everything. And once you understand these signals, you'll stop misreading situations, stop chasing the wrong people, and stop missing the signs that were right in front of you the entire time. Because the truth is this: women communicate their interest before they ever say a single word. But they also communicate their disinterest just as clearly. A man who can read body language doesn't need to guess where he stands. He knows. He sees the signs that others overlook. He understands the emotional shifts that happen in silence. And he communicates with confidence because he's not operating in the dark. This video is going to reveal those hidden signals, the ones women don't talk about openly, the ones they express automatically without thinking. Once you understand these cues, you'll see people differently. You'll understand a woman's intentions faster, with clarity you've never had before. And you'll carry yourself with a level of certainty that very few men ever develop. So let's break this down, step by step, and uncover the body language secrets women reveal without even realizing it. First, eye contact that speaks before words. A woman's eyes tell you more than her mouth ever will. Long before she speaks, long before she admits interest or decides to trust you, her eyes reveal the emotional truth she's carrying. Most men look at a woman's face, but very few know how to read it. Eye contact is one of the clearest, most honest signals she gives, and it's often the first sign of attraction or discomfort. When a woman is drawn to you, her gaze lingers just a little longer than necessary. She might look away quickly, but she'll look back. That second glance, that brief hesitation, is never accidental. Her eyes soften, her expression relaxes, and there's a tiny spark of curiosity in the way she observes you. She's not just looking at you, she's looking into you, trying to understand who you are beyond the surface. On the other hand, when she avoids your eyes consistently, or her gaze becomes tense and guarded, she's protecting her space. It doesn't always mean fear. Sometimes it means she's unsure of you, or she's not emotionally available in that moment. Women use their eyes as a barrier just as much as they use them as an invitation. Imagine sitting across from a woman during a casual conversation. She listens, nods, and every time you speak, she holds your gaze for a moment longer than expected. There's a quiet warmth in her eyes, a kind of softness that makes the conversation feel lighter. She looks down only to gather her thoughts, not to escape you. That kind of eye contact speaks volumes. It shows comfort, interest, and emotional openness without her needing to say a single word. Understanding her eyes isn't about reading minds. It's about noticing the shifts that happen when she feels safe, intrigued, or connected. Once you learn to see that, communication becomes clearer. Interactions feel more natural, and you'll understand her feelings long before she expresses them out loud. 2. The subtle movements that reveal attraction. A woman's body has a rhythm of its own when she feels drawn to someone. These movements are rarely loud or obvious. In fact, most happen without her even realizing it. Attraction creates small shifts in her posture, her hands, her breathing, and the way she positions herself around you. These details may seem insignificant, but they reveal far more than the words she speaks. One of the strongest signs is the way she adjusts herself in your presence. When she likes you, her body becomes more open, her shoulders relax, her chest faces you, and she unconsciously turns her feet in your direction. This isn't something she plans. It's her instinct leaning toward comfort. A closed-off posture, on the other hand, usually means hesitation or emotional distance. Crossing her arms tightly, turning her body away, or keeping her movements stiff often shows that she's not fully settled with you yet. Women also express interest through small, repetitive actions. She might touch her hair lightly, adjust her clothes, or smooth her skin in a subtle grooming motion. These are natural reactions that happen when she wants to look her best around someone she finds appealing. It's not about vanity. It's about the emotional shift she feels when your presence affects her. Sometimes the smallest movement says the most. Imagine a moment where you're speaking, and she slowly leans in without noticing. Her body inches closer, her focus sharpens, and her movements become calmer. She's not doing it consciously. She's drawn in by the connection. That single lean speaks louder than any compliment she could give you. Even the way she fidgets around you reveals something. Nervous energy shows excitement, curiosity, or the desire to make a good impression. It's not the kind of discomfort that pushes her away. It's the kind that makes her more aware of every detail of the moment. A woman's attraction is rarely verbal at first. It's woven into the way she angles her body, the softness in her gestures, and the instinct to be just a little closer to you than she needs to be. When you learn to notice these subtle movements, you stop second-guessing and start understanding what she's actually communicating through her presence. Third, how her voice changes around you. A woman's voice reveals more truth than most men realize. Long before she tells you what she feels, her tone, rhythm, and the small shifts in the way she speaks will expose her emotional state. The human voice reacts instantly to comfort, attraction, tension, or uncertainty, and women tend to express these changes more noticeably when someone affects them. When a woman feels drawn to you, her voice often becomes softer without her intending it. It's not about acting sweet or trying to impress you. It's her body's natural response to feeling safe or intrigued. The softness isn't weak. It's warm, relaxed, and inviting. She slows down a little, lets her words breathe, and her tone carries an energy that feels more personal. It's her way of leaning into the conversation, not just participating in it. There's also a shift in the way she laughs or reacts vocally. Her laughter becomes more genuine, less controlled, and carries a different brightness when she enjoys your presence. She might giggle lightly before speaking, pause before answering, or let her voice drop into a more intimate tone when the conversation deepens. All these changes are subtle signs of emotional openness. Contrast that with how she speaks when she feels unsure, guarded, or disconnected. Her voice becomes flatter, shorter, or more practical. She answers quickly, keeps her tone steady, and avoids letting emotion seep into the conversation. You'll notice she sticks to the surface of the interaction, offering polite responses but not creating warmth. She's not being rude, she's simply protecting her emotional space. There are moments when her voice becomes more playful around you as well. A woman who feels comfortable allows her personality to come forward. Her tone shifts into a lighter, more expressive rhythm. Even simple words carry more emotion, and there is a spark in the way she interacts. It's not forced. It's a reflection of how she feels in that exact moment. Picture a moment where she begins speaking with steady confidence, but as the conversation unfolds, her tone softens, her laugh becomes lighter, and there's a noticeable warmth in her voice. She leans into her own words, allowing herself to be more expressive. That shift tells you everything. She feels connected, present, and emotionally engaged. A woman's voice is not just sound, it's emotion made audible. When you learn to notice these changes, you'll understand her intentions and her comfort level long before she spells them out. Fourth, Physical distance and what it really means. The space a woman keeps around you is one of the clearest reflections of how she feels, yet it's something many men overlook. Physical distance isn't just about comfort, it's about emotional awareness. Women instinctively adjust how close or far they stand based on their level of trust, interest, or tension in the interaction. When a woman feels at ease with you, her body naturally moves into a comfortable distance. She doesn't hesitate. She doesn't overthink it. Her presence settles into a space that feels natural. Her posture is open. Her movements loosen. And there's a sense of ease in how she positions herself. It's not something she forces. It's simply how her body reacts when she's relaxed in your energy. But when a woman creates distance, that space carries meaning. Sometimes it's subtle. A slight shift back, a step to the side, a posture that suddenly feels protective. Other times it's more noticeable, like keeping a steady gap between you or leaning away during conversation. These actions aren't random. They come from a place of caution or emotional reservation. She might not be fully comfortable yet, or she may be unsure of your intentions. The way she navigates physical space is tied to how safe she feels around you. Safety isn't just about physical protection, it's emotional safety. The way you speak, the tone of your voice, your facial expressions, and your overall presence all influence how close she's willing to be. When a woman senses calmness and confidence in you, her body responds by settling closer without hesitation. Paying attention to distance teaches you more than assumptions ever will. A woman who feels disconnected often creates space without saying a word. She might stand with her body angled away, keep her hands close to herself, or maintain a neutral physical boundary. None of this is accidental. It's her way of maintaining balance and protecting her emotions. A woman who feels drawn to you naturally softens the space between you. A woman who feels uncertain widens it. And a woman who feels overwhelmed or uncomfortable creates a clear boundary. Understanding physical distance helps you read her emotional landscape without pushing, guessing, or misinterpreting her silence. You begin to communicate in a more grounded, respectful way, responding to her energy rather than forcing your own. When you understand space, you understand her. Fifth, touch signals. Touch is one of the strongest, most instinctive forms of communication, and women express a great deal of their emotional truth through it. A single gesture can reveal comfort, caution, curiosity, or interest without a single word spoken. The way a woman responds to touch or initiates it herself tells you almost everything you need to know about how she feels around you. When a woman feels drawn to someone, her body becomes more receptive. She might not initiate touch constantly, but her reactions become softer, more relaxed. If your hand brushes hers or your arm comes close, she doesn't tense up or move away quickly. Her body responds with ease because she feels safe in your presence. Comfort shows in the little ways. Her shoulders loosen, her breathing stays steady, and her posture remains open. There are also moments when touch becomes her way of bridging emotional distance. A small, intentional gesture can reflect connection more deeply than long conversations. A light tap on the arm, a gentle nudge, or a soft touch during a shared laugh are all ways her body expresses interest before her mind is ready to say it out loud. These gestures aren't dramatic. They're natural, instinctive, and meaningful. On the other side, when a woman feels unsure or disconnected, her body becomes more guarded. She may pull her hand away quickly, stiffen when you move closer, or avoid contact altogether. It's her way of protecting her emotional space, even if she remains polite or friendly in conversation. Her body speaks even when her words stay neutral. Touch also reveals a woman's internal pacing. When she's emotionally open, touch flows naturally. When she's taking her time, her body maintains gentle boundaries until trust builds. Understanding this helps you navigate interactions with patience and clarity, instead of assuming rejection or rushing emotional closeness. A woman's relationship with touch is a direct reflection of how she feels in the moment: grounded, hesitant, open, or withdrawn. Learning to recognize these signals helps you respond with sensitivity and awareness, creating deeper connection without confusion or pressure. Her touch, or lack of it, is never random. It's the body speaking where words are quiet. Sixth, defensive body language. A woman's defensive body language is one of the most important things a man should learn to notice, because it reveals discomfort long before she ever says a word. Many men misunderstand these signals, not because they're careless, but because defensive behaviors can be subtle. They're built into her instinct to protect her emotions, her space, and her sense of safety. One of the clearest signs is tension. When a woman feels uncertain, her body becomes less fluid. Her shoulders lift slightly, her movements grow tighter, and her posture stiffens. Even if she continues interacting with you, her body holds a certain stillness, a quiet guard that stays present until she feels more secure. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's barely noticeable, but it's real. Another sign is how she positions her arms and hands. When she's protecting herself emotionally, her arms naturally move closer to her torso, creating a small barrier without her realizing it. Her hands may rest in front of her body, or she might hold an object in a way that subtly blocks the space between you. These aren't deliberate actions. They're instinctive reactions to maintain emotional distance. Defensive body language also appears in her posture and angles. If she consistently angles her body away, shifts her weight backward, or avoids aligning her torso with yours, it reflects a lack of ease. It doesn't mean she dislikes you. It simply means her emotions aren't settled yet, or something in the moment is causing her to stay cautious. Her body communicates boundaries even when her voice stays soft or polite. There's also a type of stillness that reveals emotional hesitation. When a woman is open, her movements feel natural and unforced. But when she's guarding herself, that natural flow pauses. Her body stops expressing warmth, and instead, she focuses on maintaining control of her space. This can show up in the way she sits, stands, or even breathes. Recognizing these signals doesn't mean you should panic or withdraw. It means you adjust your approach with respect and awareness. When you understand her boundaries without needing them spelled out, you create a sense of emotional safety that allows her to naturally relax over time. A woman's defensive body language is not rejection, it's information. It's her way of communicating her emotional state in a world where many men overlook the messages her body is trying to express. When you learn to read these signals, you interact with more confidence, more sensitivity, and far less misunderstanding. Seventh, emotional mirroring. One of the most revealing signs of connection is emotional mirroring. It's the way a woman subtly reflects your energy, your mood, and even your communication style without consciously trying to. People mirror those they feel aligned with, and women do this more naturally than men. But here's the part many men miss. Mirroring doesn't happen unless she feels emotionally safe, understood, or drawn to your presence. When a woman feels connected to you, her expressions soften in rhythm with yours. If you speak gently, she responds with the same calm tone. If you're open and expressive, she becomes more comfortable revealing her own emotions. Her energy synchronizes with yours, not because she's trying to impress you, but because her emotions settle into your presence. This kind of alignment creates a natural flow in conversations that feels effortless and grounding. But here's where many men unknowingly sabotage this connection. They show inconsistency. Their tone shifts too quickly. Their intentions jump back and forth, or their emotional presence lacks stability. And a woman cannot mirror what feels unpredictable. When she senses emotional chaos, she pulls away or becomes distant, not out of disinterest, but out of instinct. She needs balance, not confusion. This is where the wake-up call comes in. If you want a woman to mirror your energy, you must first understand the energy you're actually giving off. Some men say they want closeness, but their body language is guarded. They want a deep conversation, but their tone is distracted. They want honesty, yet they hide their real emotions behind pride or fear. A woman can only mirror what you present, and if what you present is unclear, she will stop trying to align with you. Emotional mirroring is powerful because it reveals something simple but important. She feels something when she's around you. She's paying attention, she's connected, but it also reflects your responsibility. If you want her to relax, you must be steady. If you want her openness, you must be genuine. If you want harmony, you must offer presence. Women mirror what feels real. They disconnect from what feels unstable. So pay attention to the energy you bring, because she does. Body language is the closest thing we have to emotional truth. It reveals desire, distance, fear, curiosity, comfort, and hidden intentions long before anyone dares to speak them out loud. And once you learn to read these signals, you stop guessing. You stop chasing mixed messages. You stop confusing polite behavior with genuine interest. You finally understand the truth behind every interaction. Now here's the controversial part, the one most people refuse to accept. A woman's body will reveal the truth, even when her words don't. Not because she's manipulative or deceptive, but because women are taught from a young age to be polite, even when they're uncomfortable, to be calm, even when they're unsure, and to hide their real emotions when they feel vulnerable. Her body is the only place where the truth slips through. If you learn to see those truths, you protect yourself from misreading intentions, from giving energy to the wrong situations, and from staying where you're not genuinely wanted. Understanding her body language isn't about control, it's about clarity. It's about moving through your relationships with confidence and emotional intelligence instead of uncertainty. Before you leave, I want you to share something important with me. What body language signs have you noticed in your past relationships? The ones you ignored, misunderstood, or didn't recognize until later? Tell me in the comments. I will read your stories, I will respond, and I will walk through these experiences with you, because these conversations matter. They help you grow, they help other men see themselves more clearly, and they build a community where no one feels alone in what they're feeling. And if this video helped you understand something new about attraction or communication, share it with someone who needs it. We're just getting started, and there's so much more to uncover. Stay close.